It will interest you to note that there are some fabrics you'll be working with, and you have to consider the fabric texture. So this fabric is a Chinos fabric and it's stretchy. So if you're working with any stretchy fabric that can stretch just like this, so you must make sure that the stretchy nature is placed on the width walls measurement, where that we have the circumference of the biggest part of the outfit, which could be either the chest or the hip. So it must be in this form and not in this form as well, right? So now, when you have known that, then we are trying to use this to draft a shot. Of course, we always mark out our baselines. Now, in some cases as well, I know in some fabrics, this fabric is not aligned. So there is a tool I will recommend you use to align your fabric always, which is this. So when you place this in this form, it will help you to achieve or get a straight line that you can work with, right? Because if your baselines are not straight, it will alter the fit you will get. So you make sure you use that to achieve a perfect line. So your perfection comes from the very moment you want to start drafting. So this now gave me a perfect position for my drafting. Then I will bring in 2 inches for the folding or hemming. So this method of short drafting can be used both for male and female. The only thing different here is that you are going to fix the zip in different panels for different gender. So here you apply your short length. So the short length I have for this outfit is a short length of 22. So you mark your short length. There is no reduction or there is no addition of any measurement at this stage. Mark out your line. So here you draw your line all through this way. Then you get your crotch. Now I told us in my other videos I made that the crotch of a client's short and trouser are not the same, and the hip measurement as well is still not the same. So the hip of this client is 48, which is 12 on the regular trouser, but on the shorts I would do it 50. So for the sake of the hip increment, I would do 13 or even 12 and a half or 13, just drop the crotch 1 inch extra. If you have watched and followed up in my previous video I made earlier on, so I drop it by extra 1 inch, unlike the fitted trouser, which will be 12, right? So you use the same method in doing these shorts, in also doing your Ankara. So here we are going to now mark our 50. In some cases as well, you can decide to make it bigger. So I will mark it 52. So the choice of this increment is solely on you. There's no one will hold you responsible for not increasing, but then the fit is what you're looking for. So you get the midpoint, which is 7.5. So here is 15, 7.5. Get the midpoint here as well, 7.5. Like I said, this method of short drafting can be used both on male and female. Now you mark your knee. Usually the knee is always a very bogus knee. So the knee is 24, which is 12. So 6 inches on both sides. 6 inches on both sides. 6 inches on both sides, just like this. And then the waist of this client is 40. So if it happens to be a female short, what you do here now is to take the hip value or the hip mark straight to the waist, and then you now start from that hip line, mark your waist backwards, add extra 1 inch, and then make it a curve here. So the female folk will have a curve from this edge, while the male does not need to have that curve. So this is just the simple difference between male drafting and female drafting. So since here is 40, you mark 10 by 4 plus extra 1 inch. 1 inch is always what you use in addition. Then here you connect the hip line to your extra inch at the waist value, and then take your um, curve through and connect here in this form. It goes this way. Then you're meant to slant the front panel by 1/2 inch, that's 0.5. Then connect from here to this very point. Then the pocket we are going to do is not the regular pocket we do see on our outfit. So we are going to do the pocket here to be 4.5, 4.5 this way by 4.5 as well. So the pockets we go all through this way. It will have this curve, right? It will have this curve for like Chinos effects. So I will show you how to achieve this nature of pocket on our outfit. Then after you have done this, then we are going to now raise the line up here a bit, just this way. Raise it up a bit. So conventionally, you can't tilt it outward, but if you are perfect in your curves, there will be no problem. Then the connecting the hip extension all through this way, it goes in this very form. So then you also connect this. You can start from a little curve right here this way, and then you bend it all through this way and then flush properly. So this is how you basically do your front panel short drafting. And in some cases as well, you tend to measure your flap 7 inches, 7.5 this way. Now some persons might ask you to cut the flap together, so you can still cut it together if you so wish, right? You can still cut it together for the flap, can still cut it together if you so wish. So this could have been your flap. Then you make your curve as well to go all through this direction. Can just put it right there. That's if you're cutting together for the flap, right? So this could be 3.5 or 3. So let's use 3 inches. So you hold it firm this way and then mark. Then you make sure that the flap will not be cut equally with the short length. It will be like 1 inch higher, just for perfection's sake. You get it will be 1 inch higher. So this for the front panel. So I will cut out this and then show you the next thing as well to do. So if you are deriving value from this video, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to my channel. So if I happen to get enough comments and likes and shares, I will definitely share or bring the video for the sewing tutorial, the sewing aspect of this video. So if you want to see this sewing tutorial, kindly comment sewing so that I will know that most people are interested to see this. So right there. Now, any method you are used to in fixing your flap, it can still work. If you're not used to the cut together on, you can still cut it straight, but I'm just trying to use it to illustrate to you. So if you're cutting together, you can now curve from here, you get, and go all through this way. So anyhow you want to do it, it's still very much acceptable. So I think I like the one they cut together. I'm sorry, they cut differently. So you make provision for that if you are cutting together. So I just want to show you how you can cut together if you are marking together. Now I know most of you will be looking at the pocket region. What am I going to do at that point? So this will be seen mostly when we start sewing processes of this short. Then for you to cut the back, don't forget that the fabric is also stretchy, so you don't need to fling much of it out. So you make sure you align it properly. So for the back, I think the fabric right here will not be enough, so there will be a joining at the back panel. So this fabric is not going to be enough, but then it doesn't stop us from continuing with what we are learning. Because of the nature of the fabric we have already. It's stretchy. That's why we folded it in this form. So I must get a fresh base. It will now enable me to know what to join with. So like a chinos cut, it will give us that chinos cut at the back as well. So it's not really a bad one. It's still gonna work. So you still extend the sidelines to tally right there. You tally right there. So go ahead and bring out the crotch region. Now, okay, now before we proceed, there's something I want to show you on this trouser. Kind of a better way to get your feet. Because most shorts, when you wear them, if you don't use belts, the back waist tends to gape. Gaping means giving gap from the body. So this video right here will help you solve that problem. So I will show you how to solve that problem in this particular video. Okay, because of this is not enough. Okay, it will still work. I will still do it. So now let me show you what I mean or what I'm trying to do. I think I will just cut out from here. I will cut out from here. Then I will place it already so that you will get a proper view of it. So I will place this here, half an inch extended, so that you have a perfect view. So there will be a joining at the back panel, right? So the back panel will have a joining. So that's what I'm trying to say. There will be a join at the back panel. So whatever I draft here is what I'm going to use in joining it. Now let's draft. Now on the drafting stage, you just need to extend this line out on the crotch this way. Bring out your hemline just like this, and then you mark 3 inches right here. 3 inches. Now this 3 inches is not constant. It's just will I say the minimum, right? Or whatever you can call it. Now you start from that 3 inches and apply your waist backwards. Remember the waist here is 40, so you mark 40. That's 10 this way, and add extra 1.5 for the back allowance. This is 1.5, and then from the front panel, that's right there, you are going to mark extra 2 inches for what they call back raising, right? So you make use of this way. When you get to the point where this will tally, so you make use of this just like this. When you square this up this way, you also square here up in this form as well. So now you have squared it up in that form. So the next I'm trying to show you is the extension. So now at this side, you mark 1 inch here. Here you mark 1 inch as well. At this part, you retain your regular 2 inches. Then you cross-check your value, whatever you have here. Remember that the back panel will be extra 2 inches, right? So this is 15. So here should be 17. So which is right here. So you don't need to mark any inch here. So this will just, the 1 inch you just marked here will just flush. Please watch attentively. So 1 inch you marked here will just, come up straight somewhere at this point. And then with the help of your hip curve, you try to curve it all through this way, and then you blend it from here to this very point. So the back panel tends to take another shape, so it doesn't end there. You now extend this line from here, you connect the line this way, and then connect here as well in this form. So remember that you have to measure the crotch depth here. So you measure here, you gently measure all through this way. It's 14. So this will be 2 inches. That's 18 inches, right? So you now trace where you have 18 inches ahead. So to make sure that it's very much okay. So this is okay. Okay, 2 plus 2, 4, yeah, 14, yeah. So now you use your curve this way. You make a curve in this form. You know, it goes all through this way and flush here. You get a hair. So this goes all through that way. Though this seems to be a bit longer process for some persons, but then it's still very much ideal, you know, if you can master this. So I'm cutting from here all through this way. Remember that I have overlapped this allowance on my fabric so that I will know how to join it on the back panel. So this is how it will be. So it's just like another method of doing all of these things. This is just not too sharp. Let me get better one. So you continue with the cutting. Do the cutting all through this way. So this is a typical all right. So this is how it is. So this extension I did not give here 12, 14. So it's okay, right? Extra 2 inches here. So the back panel extra 2 inches. Okay, all right. So now I will show you the joining processes as well. So this right here, I have already, you know, placed the joining, the turn up effect, everything will lap. So this will be top stitched right from here. This is a fresh line. So this will be, you know, sewn, joined to this part and then top stitched all through this way. So thanks for watching. So if you want to see the sewing processes, don't forget to, you know, okay, let me cut the pocket. The front pocket needs to be cut out. So this will come handy from here. I think I need to increase the pocket measurements. So here I have it to be 4.5. Let's do it 5. Okay, let's do 4.5 here. And let's do here to be 5.5, right? Or 5, somewhere there. Then cut this out all through this way. So this is the front pocket. So I will try to show you guys the sewing video, but then you must, you know, click and, you know, watch, give me a thumbs up. Then I will show you how you can go ahead with the sewing processes. So let's await for the sewing tutorial.